Hi friends, happy Monday. Welcome to day 6 of yoga. I'm at my office today at Podium because it's Monday and I decided I wanted to get in a bit of a productive mentality. So creating that space for myself, I decided to do it at my office. Come to a comfortable seated position on your mat. You can cross the legs, hands to your knees. Closing the eyes and bringing your attention to your breath. Inhaling deep, exhaling slowly. Shoulders are relaxed. Focusing on the movement of your breath. Forgetting everything else and just being present in the moment. Finding stillness and peace. Harnessing your power throughout this practice. Setting an intention for yourself for this week. We might be in quarantine, but this is a new week, a new day. On the next inhale, inhaling really deep and bringing your arms over your head. Keeping the eyes closed, exhaling, dropping the right hand to your mat. If you can get the right elbow down, do so, but do not lift the left hip off of the floor. Keep your both hips on the floor. Inhaling, arms up above your head. Exhaling, bending towards your left side. Left hand goes to the mat, right arm extended above you. Bringing the left elbow down if you can, making sure the right hip stays grounded. Inhaling, arms up all the way. Exhaling, hands to your shoulders, making small circles going forward. And then reversing your circles. You're breathing with every movement. Making circles going back. Acknowledging how every movement makes you feel, being in tune with your body. Remembering this is your practice. Inhale, left hand goes behind you, right hand grabs your left knee. Exhale, twist. Twisting to the left. Inhale, coming back forward. Inhale, right hand goes behind you. Exhale, left hand to the right knee and twist. Twisting to your right side. Not trying to pull yourself too hard, just doing a gentle twist, warming up the spine. And then release, coming back forward, going to your hands and knees. Having a neutral back, flat back here. Back is parallel to the floor. Inhale, looking up, dropping your belly button towards the floor, arching the back. And then exhale, curling the back like a cat. Looking down, dropping the head down, stretching your neck, your back. Doing this at a few times at your own pace, moving with the breath on the inhales and the exhales. This is called cat and cow pose. Just warming up the back, giving your body a nice stretch. And coming back to neutral spine. we're gonna invert our wrists, just putting the top of your hands to your mat, stretching the wrists a bit. You can lean back a little bit to go a bit deeper, and then releasing, palms to the mat again. Extending your right arm out, left leg out, pushing through your left heel, stretching all the way through to your fingertips. Option here, you can grab the left foot with your right hand. Doing the same on the opposite side, left hand goes out, right leg goes back. If you reach back to grab your right foot with the left hand, you want to push that foot into your hand, activating the legs. And then release, coming back to hands and knees. And then slowly sitting back into child's pose. Taking a few breaths here to connect with the earth. Your forehead is touching the floor. Your knees can be slightly apart towards the edge of your mat so that your chest has room to come down to the closer to the mat for a more grounding pose. Sitting back all the way on your heels. Breathing here. Inhaling and then exhaling. Focusing on the movement of your breath. Slowly coming back up. Curling our toes under. We're going to do a puppy pose here. So you want to come down to your elbows, arching the back, pushing the tailbone up to the sky. If that's easy for you, try bringing your chest and your chin down to the mat, keeping the hips lifted. A nice stretch in your back here. It's okay to stay on the elbows as well, just warming up and working your way towards the full puppy pose. And then sitting back into a child's pose. And curling the toes under, we're going to slowly push up into our first downward dog. Microbending the knees, pedaling the legs, warming up the hamstrings. Remembering that this is your practice, your body. You need to be in tune and listen to how your body responds. Don't push yourself too hard thinking you have to bend a certain way or that you need to be super flexible to do yoga. That's not what yoga is about. Make sure that you take your time in your practice. Taking care of mind and body. Pushing through the heels towards your mat, coming to stillness here. And then slowly walking your feet to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Inhaling, flat back, looking up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way above over your head. Exhaling, hands to your side in mountain pose. Here you want to make sure your shoulders, hips, and heels are all in the same line. Core is activated. Tailbone is tucked. Inhaling, arms all the way up. Exhale, folding forward, letting the head hang. Inhale, look up halfway, flat back. Exhale, stepping or jumping to the back of your mat into plank position. Knees, chin and chest touch the mat, pushing up into your cobra. Working our way to our chaturanga here. Taking it nice and easy, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Pushing through the heels, pushing through the palms, not your wrist. You're pushing your fingers, your palms, your entire hand is connected with the mat. Keeping the fingers spread wide. Then slowly walking up your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, arms coming all the way above your head. Exhaling into mountain pose, Tadasana. Straight line. Inhale, arms coming up above your head. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, look up halfway, straight back. Exhale, jump or step back into your plank position. Knees, chin, and chest, or lowering down, full chaturanga into your upward facing dog, pulling the shoulders back, heart is open, pushing back into your downward facing dog, pushing through the heels. Inhale, right leg goes up, pushing through the heel, pivoting, opening that right hip and bending that right knee. Nice hip opener here. Exhaling, right foot to the mat. Inhaling, left foot goes up, pivoting, opening the left hip, bending the left knee. Exhale, left foot goes to your mat. Stretching, pushing the tailbone to the sky. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms coming all the way up above your head. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands to your side. Inhale, arms above the head again. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, look up halfway, straight back. Exhale, fold forward, jumping or stepping back into your plank. Chaturanga into your upward facing dog, pulling the shoulders back. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg goes up to the sky, pushing through the right heel. Bringing that right knee close to the elbow and then stepping the right foot in between the hands. Pivoting the back left foot to a 45-degree angle, flat on the mat. Inhaling, arms up into warrior one. Right knee is above the right foot, not past the toes. And then exhaling, hands to the mat, stepping back, taking your chaturanga or your knees, chin and chest to upward facing dog. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Other side, inhaling, left leg up, pushing through the left heel, left knee to left elbow, then stepping the left foot in between the hands. Coming up into warrior one, right foot is planted 45-degree angle onto the floor. Exhaling, hands to your mat, stepping back into chaturanga. Pushing back into your downward facing dog. Remember, you can take a child's pose at any time. If you need to take a few breaths, just lower the knees to your mat, sit back on the heels, connecting that third eye with the earth. Or if downward dog is comfortable for you, you can stay in your downward facing dog, building up your endurance here. Pushing through the arms and legs, activating the shoulders. Stepping or jumping to the front of your mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Bringing the feet a little bit wider, hip distance apart. Grabbing, interlocking your fingers to your toe, big toe. Exhale, fold forward. If you can't reach the toes here, you can also just put your hands onto your shins. Inhale, look up halfway, and then exhale, fold as forward as deep as you can. Making sure that you're drawing your navel to your spine. Keeping that core tight. Bringing the feet back to hip distance apart. Inhaling, arms up above your head. Exhaling, mountain pose, hands to your side. Inhaling, arms up, sitting back into chair pose, pretending there's a chair behind you. Arms are straight, shoulders are relaxed and down away from the ears. Bringing hands to heart center. Inhale and twisting, locking the right elbow to your left knee. Hands stay at the center of your chest. Don't let it go too far left or too far right. Option to open your arms out, making sure the knees stay aligned. Left and right knee are in the same line. The left knee is not pushing forward. Coming back to center and then twisting to the left side. Exhale, twist, opening the arms if you'd like. If not, keeping the hands at heart center is fine. Coming back to center. Inhale, arms up straight. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, jump or step back into your chaturanga. Pulling the shoulders back in upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, stepping the right foot in between the hands, pivoting the back left leg. 45-degree angle, flat on the floor. Arms come up into warrior one. Turning into your warrior two, your right heel is aligned with the center of your left foot, the arch of your left foot. Arms are straight out, gaze past your fingertips, your right fingertips. Straightening that right knee, bringing the feet a little bit closer together, reaching forward and then down for triangle pose. In this pose, you want to pretend your back is against a wall. Your chest is not facing the floor, but you're more like leaning back against a wall. Arms are straight. And pivoting back, facing the front of your mat, hands to your hips. Or if you can, bring your hands to prayer behind your back. Palms are pressing into each other. If not, hands to the hips is totally fine as well. And then from here, our legs are straight. And we're slowly bending forward, hinging at the hips. Keeping our balance here. Micro bend the front knee if you need to. And then releasing, hands to your mat. Pushing onto your right leg, keeping your balance here. Activate your core, engage the left leg. Pushing through your left heel, keeping the left leg straight as you can. Hips are square to the floor. Don't let that left hip go too high. Extending the arms into warrior three. And then folding forward, hands to your mat, lifting the left leg as high as you can. Standing split. If you have good balance here, you can try releasing one hand, grabbing the right ankle with your right hand, and pulling to get that leg a little bit higher. And stepping back into high lunge. I'm going to drop the left knee to your mat. Left foot is flat. Inhaling, arms up above your head. Gentle bend, back bend, opening the heart. And then exhale, folding forward, hands to your mat, stepping back into plank and taking your chaturanga, knees, chin, and chest is the other option. Upward facing dog, pushing back into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, inhaling your left leg up, stepping that left foot in between your hands, pivoting the back right foot. Inhale, arms come up into warrior one. Turning into your warrior two, left heel is aligned with the center of your right foot. Arms are outstretched. Straightening that front leg, bringing the feet a little bit closer together for triangle pose. Stretching forward and down, creating a line from your right fingertips to your left fingertips through the shoulders. Chest is open, back is as if you're pushing to a wall behind you. Coming back up, pivoting to the front of your mat, placing hands on the hips or hands and prayer behind your back if that's available to you. If you're doing this, make sure the palms are touching, pressing into each other to the center of your back. If not, hands at your hips is also fine. Bending forwards, keeping both legs straight. You can micro bend the front knee slightly if you really need to, if you feel some discomfort in the knee. And then releasing, hands to your mat. We're going to put all of our weight onto that left leg. Pushing up, keeping our balance here, straightening the right leg, pushing through the right heel. Hands to your heart center, focusing on one point in front of you. Extending the arms into warrior three. And then folding down into standing split, hands to your mat. Lifting that right leg as high as you can go. Grabbing the left ankle if you'd like with one hand for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Stepping back into high lunge. Dropping the right knee to the mat. Right foot goes flat. Inhaling, arms up. Gentle back bend here, opening the heart. Exhale, hands to the floor. Stepping that left leg back. Chaturanga. Pushing the shoulders back in upward facing dog, and then pushing back into your downward facing dog. Taking a child's pose here if you'd like, or if you want to stay in your downward facing for a few breaths, that's fine as well. You'll notice that your heart rate might be a little bit faster as we're going through here. Just really focusing on your breath. Taking a few breaths here. And we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. If you're in child's pose, push back up into your downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg goes up. Exhale, stepping that right foot to the outside of your right hand. Coming into our lizard lunge here. You can stay here, or you can drop your left knee down to your mat. You can also come down to your elbows for a bit of a deeper stretch. Option to lift that knee again once you're down on your elbows. Holding here for a few breaths. Nice hip stretch here. Breathing into it. Coming back up to your hands. Bringing the left foot next to the right into your yogi squat. Your elbows are the inside of your knees. You can use a block or a folded blanket to sit on here if this is uncomfortable for you or you have any knee issues. But this is a grounding pose, getting that root chakra close to the earth. Your pelvic floor is activated. And then inhaling, straightening the legs, hips to the sky. Coming all the way up, arms above the head. Exhaling, hands to the side, mountain pose. Inhaling, arms above the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway, straight back. Jump or step back into your chaturanga. Pushing into your downward facing. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, stepping the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Dropping the right knee is an option here. Coming down to your elbows, also an option. Lifting the right knee once you're on your elbows for a bit of a deeper stretch. Breathing into the pose, not letting that left knee drop too far to the left side, keeping the leg activated. Bringing the right foot now up into your yogi squat. Options here, you can stay in your yogi squat, relaxing here, grounding through your root chakra, or go for your crow pose. Palms facing the floor in front of you, looking forward, don't look down. Bringing the knees to your triceps, almost up to your armpits. And then gently finding your balance, lifting one foot at a time, lifting the toes up towards the sky. We're going to try it one more time. Take your time here. Your other option too is you can open the arms if you don't want to do crow a second time. For a nice stretch, keeping the heart open, chest open, looking up towards the sky. And then we're going to all meet in our plank position. So step or jumping back from your crow pose into plank. Slowly lowering down using your triceps. And then coming to lay on your mat, on your stomach. Taking a few breaths here. Connecting your heart with the earth. Bringing your palms by your shoulders, you're going to inhale, lift the chest up off the mat. And then exhale, coming back down, looking to the opposite side, resting the head. Keeping the core activated. Don't just use your back. This is a nice back strengthener, but you need to use your core in order to strengthen your back. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale your arms and legs off of the mat this time. Option to grab the feet, or you can just stay arms and legs extended. And then exhale, releasing to the mat. We're going to do that one more time. You can inhale, lift the arms and the legs off of the mat, or you can grab your feet and then inhale, lifting upper and lower body off of the mat, creating a nice arch. You can also rock back and forth if you're comfortable here. And then exhale, release. Looking to one side. Hands to your shoulders, pushing back into a child's pose. Taking a few breaths here. Taking your time, curling the toes and pushing up into your downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg goes up to the sky. Exhaling, that right knee to the right elbow, then lowering the knee to the floor. The right knee to the floor right next to the right hand. We're going to do our pigeon pose here. Hips are square. If you find that you're a bit high off the floor, you can use a block or a folded blanket underneath the right hip. Give you that support. You want to make sure your hips are square here. Your chest is facing forward. And then slowly inch down to your elbows. If no discomfort here and you feel comfortable, lower down all the way and surrender totally to the pose. Breathing into this stretch. It's a very powerful stretch for our hips here. Very emotional. Release. Inhale and exhale. Acknowledging any emotions that may arise. Acknowledging your power to deal with it. Acknowledging the strength of your breath. Flowing through your body. Inhaling positivity, light, love. Exhaling anything that doesn't serve you. Slowly walking yourself up with your hands. Option here to grab the left leg with the left foot with the left hand. Be careful here with your knee though. If any discomfort, don't attempt this. You can try to lock your left foot into your left elbow. If you're comfortable there, then go for the bind. If not, bringing the left foot just onto the left hand or left wrist. And slowly working yourself up to the elbow as you progress over the next few days. Swinging that left leg around. Right knee is bent, right foot on the inside of the right, a few inches from the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, left hand behind you. And then exhale, wrapping that right hand around the right knee. And if you can, reach for the left hand into a bind. Exhale, fold forward gently. Then releasing the bind, crossing the legs, shooting back into our plank position, lowering down into chaturanga, upward facing dog, pushing back into our downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg goes up. Exhale, left elbow meets left knee. Left knee drops to the floor next to the left hand. And we're coming into pigeon pose on the other side. Keeping your hips square, placing a block or blanket under that left hip if you think you're a bit too high here. Making sure you have the support that you need. Hips are square. And then exhaling down to the elbows. If you're comfortable here, right leg is straight behind you. Surrendering fully, arms stretched in front of you. Forehead comes to your mat. Breathing into the pose here. Feeling that nice deep stretch in the hips. Focusing on our breath. And then slowly using our hands to support us, pushing back up. Working towards our mermaid pose here, you're grabbing your right foot with your right hand, being careful of that right knee, inching the foot closer and closer to the elbow, making sure that the hips stay square and the chest faces forward, not lifting the hip to get to this pose, not sacrificing your posture, slowly working your way towards it, going all the way to the bind if you can. Then swinging that right leg around. Left knee bends, left foot a few inches from your right leg. Inhale, left arm goes up. And then exhale, wrap that left arm around your left knee. Going for the bind if you can. And then leading with the chest folding forward gently. If you don't have the bind, you can't reach, you can always use a towel or a strap, anything, grab it on both sides with your hands and pulling in slowly will help you get to your binds. Stepping back into our plank position, chaturanga, and meeting in downward facing dog. Slowly walking your hands to meet our feet. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to do some standing balancing poses. So you're going to grab your left foot with your left hand. Your knee is pointing downward. Nice hamstring stretch. Once you have this balance, slowly start bending forward. Stretching the right arm forward. And then pushing your left foot into your left hand. Trying to go as far forward as you can. And then coming back. You can always stay here if you'd like. Just a nice hamstring stretch. We're going to do the same on the other side. Grabbing the right foot with the right hand. Knee is pointing towards the floor. Nice hamstring stretch. Once you're here, you want to take it a little bit further. Extend the left hand in front of you. Slowly hinging forward, looking at one point, focusing your gaze on one point in front of you, pushing that right foot into the right hand. Awesome, good job. Shaking it out. And then coming to a seated position on our mats. Hugging our knees to our chest here. And then folding our head forward, our forehead to our knees. Giving a nice back stretch here, lower back stretch, neck, the entire spine. And then inhaling, looking up. Exhale, lower down to your mat. Bridge pose, bringing the heels towards the butt, under the knees. Inhale, pushing the hips towards the sky. Shoulders come underneath you, activating your glutes. Clasping your hands underneath you. Arms are straight. Hips are pushed up as high as you can. Few breaths here. Gently lowering down. We're going to do this again. You have the option to do bridge, what we just did again, or you can do your full wheel, which is putting your hands next to your ears by your shoulders and pushing all the way up into wheel. Take your time here. Make sure you have some distance between your feet and your hands. You don't want them too close to injure your lower back. Chest is open. And when you're ready, tuck the chin to the chest and slowly lower down. Try to hold for a few breaths in your wheel pose, if you can. Once you're down back onto your mat, bringing your hands to your third eye. Grounding, feeling a sense of bliss after a nice back bend. Bringing the knees to your chest, giving yourself a nice hug. Rocking left and right, forward and back, massaging the lower back. Feeling nice and calm here. Exhaling, coming to a laying position on your mat, getting ready for Shavasana. This is the end of the practice here. Very important part to just lay here peacefully, relaxing every part of your body, your face, your fingertips, your feet. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the mind. Coming to stillness here. Being grateful for taking this time today for yourself. Remembering your intentions at the beginning of this practice. Have an amazing week, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.